press on into fight number 4. Will be an amateur featherweight contest, and introducing first, out of the red corner, we have Ben Henigan.
So Ben Henigan making his way to the cage here at Coastal Combat 5. Absolute cardio machine, Anton. Spoke to him earlier on. Cardio for days, he's telling me. So expecting, again, high output, a lot of diversity. Working with Daniel Media. Presume his jiu-jitsu would be at least emerging from that perspective.
Definitely, I love those lighter weights. You know, they do have cardio for days. Makes for a very exciting fight, which is great to watch. And as you said, Daniel Amida is his coach, which is interesting to know since we just had the UFC in Melbourne that Daniel also fought Sam Alvey, who just recently fought on that card, which is great.
3 stripes on the white belt for Ben Henigan, so something he's been definitely working on in this fight camp. We'll see if we get to see any of that demonstrated in this fight today.
He says his favourite fighters are Israel Adesanya and Khabib, so it'll be interesting to see if he incorporates either of those 2 styles in his own fight game. Boys are looking
and
fit.
His opponent out of the blue corner, we have Jayden Walsh. So ladies and gentlemen, fight number 4 this evening, an amateur featherweight bout contested over 3 3-minute rounds. And introducing first, fighting out of the red corner, he weighed in at 65.1 kilos and trains out of the Tweed College of Martial Arts. Tonight, he makes his MMA debut. Ladies and gentlemen, please welcome Ben Henigan. And his opponent, fighting out of the blue corner, he weighed in at 65.1 kilos and trains out of Ignite Martial Arts, holding an undefeated amateur record of 1 win for 0 defeats. Ladies and gentlemen, give it up for Jayden Walsh.
Interesting to
when the
note
action
that
begins,
Ben
your
definitely
referee
has the advantage in
Thomas
height.
Churchill.
It'll be interesting to see if he uses that range again, as we saw in that first fight, to keep his opponent away and to his advantage.
We have seen on a number of occasions, again, for relatively inexperienced fighters, using those advantages up front, it's been quite strategic.
All right, so here we go, boys. Jayden Walsh taking on Ben Henigan. I've had the pleasure of sparring a bit with Jayden Walsh, and very tricky on the feet.
Yeah, he looks a little bit reckless, but at the same time, that can be quite hard to try and deal with.
He strikes from different angles and can sometimes catch you with things that you didn't see coming.
Like
as we see a nice shovel hook there.
And his head never stays in the center. It's constantly moving. As we spoke about earlier in the fights, that can be what makes the difference between being able to easy target or slightly harder for the opponent.
That's right, Anton. Like a lot of good strikers say, it's much easier to hit something stationary than it is to hit something that's moving. So, of course, this one of the featherweight bouts, about 6 featherweight bouts on the card tonight, so a lot of featherweight action. Going to kind of get a pretty good look at how the Coastal Combat featherweight division is looking as we see some reckless exchanging there in the pocket. Nice low leg kick there from both of our fighters.
Ben changing his levels really well. High, low, using the leg kicks at the same time. Really attacking the lead leg, which is going to instill harder to move for his opponent.
It'd be interesting if he's using those level changes to hopefully set up the takedown in that second and third round. Nice little foot sweep.
So a couple of nice jabs down the pipe there from the man in the red corner, Ben Henigan.
Really unique head movement by Jayden Walsh, but he's quite elusive to hit so far.
And keeping this crowd entertained, that's for sure. Both the boys swinging hard. And like I said, you can really see those kind of awkward angles of Jayden Walsh coming into play here. Striking from, like I said, places that you don't expect to be hit from.
Which makes it hard for Jayden to be able, for Ben to be able to read his opponent.
So body kick lands flush there from Jayden. Pretty strong corners too, a black belt in each. Ryan Dunstan in the corner of Jayden Walsh, and looks like Daniel Almeida in the corner there for Ben Henigan.
Combo that rocked him.
Oh, some big shots there. Right hand really landed on the chin flush.
Oh.
Ben Henigan sat down. Jayden Walsh now in for the kill.
Good patience shown though, excellent composure. Not rushing in and blowing his gas tank.
Oh, lovely lead right.
There was not many setup punches here, lads.
No.
Throwing to finish every single punch.
Yeah, a lot of heat getting thrown by the boys here. Round one coming into the final 10 seconds now as we hear the clap.
We're definitely going to see the start of the second.
Big knee up the middle there from the tie clinch.
Boys not backing off to the final bell.
Very entertaining opening round there. Fight number 4 delivering. Tough one to score again, boys.
Yeah, it was. And again, it's the uniqueness that we're seeing from Jayden that's actually making it difficult to determine how many of those shots are actually landing. Ben, on the other hand, I thought was quite composed, threw some nice shots. I thought the first 30 seconds, he threw 4 or 5 really solid kicks to the lead leg of Jayden. They were quite effective. So interesting to see if he goes back to that strategy at the start of round 2.
So both corners working on their fighters now. Pretty special relationship between Ryan Dunstan and Jayden Walsh. They've been together now for quite a few years, and Ryan, I should say, almost like a father figure to Jayden. So it's great to see these two, putting it all together in the cage. Jayden, of course, coming off a win at Wimp to Warrior in a C-class fight. So this is the first time he's been able to throw those knees to the head like we saw in that last round.
It'd be interesting to see if we got much of the same for the first round, or either boys looks to change it up with maybe a shot, work the ground a little bit.
And here we go. Thomas Churchill claps in the boys for round 2. Of course, if you are joining us on the webcast, good evening. We hope you're enjoying the action here from Coolum Civic Centre. My name's Daniel Maudsley. I'm joined in the commentary booth with UFC veteran Anton Zafir and one of the voices of Australian martial arts, Josh Warner, as a big shot landed there. Jayden Walsh sat down for a second.
Throws a spinning head kick, just slipped. Straight back up to his feet. Ooh, lead left.
Oh, good right hand. Oh, that was clean.
Ben starting to stalk a little bit more.
He's just got to set that right hand up.
So neither fighter showing any intention of taking this fight to the mat. It'll be interesting to see if that'll change as some bigger shots starting to get landed here in the second round.
And Ben true to form as well. Cardio looks excellent.
Jayden does look a little bit more fatigued in this second round than Ben does.
He did throw the kitchen sink at Ben in the first, so not surprised.
And sometimes with some of these inexperienced fighters, when they come into the cage, throw with a lot of heat in the opening exchanges, don't hurt their opponent. It can really start to kill you internally a little bit sometimes.
Start to get a little demoralised that what you're throwing at them's not making any effect. You get a bit disheartened, a bit tentative.
And Ben went to the body as well with that right kick earlier on. I think it's a great strategy. The opponent's already starting to get a little bit exhausted. Those body shots just take more and more out of the tank.
So halfway through now the second round, Ryan Dunstan barking instructions at Jayden Walsh.
I'd like to see Ben go back to those leg kicks, try and slow him down just a little bit more.
Agreed.
Tell you what though, both boys' chins holding up so far in this one. Been some pretty big shots landed on both sides of the ledger, and No one really too badly hurt off anything.
Oh, that was a big body shot again by Ben, though.
Nice left hook, straight right. Jayden is doing a great job of keeping that head off center, but those awkward angles, as you spoke about before, definitely helping him out.
His level changes are extraordinary. Like, so hard to hit.
Ooh.
Not of appreciation there.
Yeah, so nice reactionary overhand right there from Ben Henigan.
There we go.
So there's been a few of those low calf kicks landed from Jayden Walsh. Ben Henigan doesn't look too phased. The movement still looks pretty fluent.
Again, good strategy.
Coming to that last 10 seconds, boys standing toe-to-toe, having a bit of a throwdown.
Oh, big right hand.
So another round in the books there in the featherweight division. Entertaining scrap here, gentlemen, and fairly close for the opening round. Second round probably slightly leaning there towards Ben Henigan.
I agree.
Definitely, I think his fitness, as you spoke about at the start, Josh,
Yep.
is definitely holding up. It'd be interesting to see again if Jayden makes any adjustments in this third round. You know, uses that wrestling that we know that he's got.
Yep.
Or whether it's another strike fest, which would be interesting to watch anyway.
Well, neither of the boys so far have even hinted at shooting for a takedown, so maybe diversifying the approach, catch their opponent by surprise, but I'm thinking here they're going to throw for the fences once again. I wouldn't mind to see a little bit more setup, particularly from Ben's perspective. He knows Jayden's going to be wild, so set those punches up, try and land those combinations.
Yeah, so interesting note there. No attempts for a takedown, Josh. And worth noting that Jayden Walsh does outrank Ben as far as jiu-jitsu is concerned. A blue belt in the corner of Mr. Walsh, and Ben Henigan a white belt. So interesting to see maybe if he might try and mix things up here in the third round and use a potential jiu-jitsu advantage to get this one done. Snapping jab there from Ben Henigan.
I think Ryan's definitely told Jayden to start hitting some more leg kicks. He's been throwing a lot more in the first opening 30 seconds.
Good combination too by Jayden. Yeah, that's a third calf kick in the first 30 seconds.
Yeah, so we've really seen in the evolution of MMA striking that calf kick come into things. Didn't really see it much in the old Muay Thai days because of checking.
Lovely overhand right from Jayden, catching Ben just behind that ear.
Again, sort of a looping.
Catches on the outside of that jab as Ben comes in.
So 2 minutes remaining here, the third and final round. Interesting fight as far as the judges might be seeing it. Could be 1-1, could be Ben Henigan up 2-0.
I think the fight's definitely here to be won so far, so wouldn't be surprised if it's 1-1 from my perspective.
So Jayden Walsh there looking for the left hook briefly, back to the jab.
Oh, big right hand.
So starting to find a home for that jab here in round 3 is Jayden Walsh, as we see it once more. Sometimes when fatigue starts to kick in, the heads will be a little more on center line.
Calf kick again.
Nice 1-2 there from Jayden Walsh.
He's using the calf kick as part of that combination, going low. Ben's guard dropping and then getting the 1-2 in.
A counter left, parries the jab, and he comes back with his own. Both boys throwing overhand rights at the same time.
Oh, nice right hand, sticks again there for Jayden Walsh. Nothing seems to be phasing Ben Henigan too much, though, continuing to march forward here in the third round.
I think because they're so loopy, because they're coming from such an angle, they just don't have the power to finish.
I'd like to see Ben use those hands to set up that leg kick that he started with in that first round.
Oh,
Another
nice
right
counter
hand.
off the jab there. Couple shots snapping the head back of each boy there.
Last 20 seconds, I think it's either boys' fight at this point in time.
Still to be won here for sure.
Yeah, great scrap here down
Oh,
the
good
final
right
stretch.
hand.
Big right hand from Jayden Walsh. And here we go now, the 10-second clap. We're going to count out what's been a phenomenal contest in the featherweight division. Uppercuts looping from Ben Henigan. The check hook there from Jayden Walsh. Big shot landed from the red corner.
What a way to finish this. Very exciting fight for these two lads.
Real good fight.
This one's going to be tough for the judges, I think.
Definitely. I counted at least 10 clean, flush right hands landed by Jayden in round 3. So again, depends what the judges are looking for here. Crowd showing their appreciation to both fighters. Left it all in the cage. That was basically 9 minutes of total output. See on replay here. Jayden found a home for that right hand consistently throughout the fight. Just didn't have the power to really phase Ben at all. But those score points. Oh, left hand dropped.
It was interesting that first round, you know, could have been either's. Both boys clipped the other, rocked both of them, which was interesting. The second round, you know, I might have lent towards Ben a little bit more, but that third round, again, could have gone either way. So
yeah, look, I'll give the third to Jayden, to be honest, purely on those right hands. So might all come down to how the judges perceive the first round to go. So it's going to be a really tough call on this one.
It's fights like these where sometimes you wish they went for the full 5 minutes. Again, two highly experienced corners to go with both fighters.
So, ladies and gentlemen, after 3 rounds of action, we go to the judges' scorecards for a decision. Judge 1 scores the contest 29-28 to the blue corner. Judge 2 scores the contest 29-28 to the red corner. And Judge 3 scores the contest 29-28 for your winner by split decision in the blue corner, Jayden Walsh.
So, as you said, the first and third round went to Jayden. The second round went to Ben.
That's going to be a pretty bitter pill for Ben to swallow as well, unfortunately, because he did handle himself really well in that fight. Again, I just think lacked a little bit of setup with his striking. Given how loopy and rangy Jayden was, there was plenty of opportunities to just throw punches right down the pipe, score more points. So that'll be a learning experience definitely for Ben.
So, ladies and gentlemen, I'm here with our winner from fight number 4, Jayden Walsh in what's an early fight of the night contender. Back and forth battle there, sticking things on the feet. I tell you what, a very entertaining one for us all here in the crowd. Talk to me about the fight and whether that was what you're expecting coming in here tonight.
Yeah, I was expecting it to be a tough fight. I want to thank my opponent heaps for taking the fight. It's just hard work, training. I want to thank everybody at Ignite Martial Arts for all the help, friends and family for coming out, and Joel for putting on the show.
Well, you certainly put on a show here, Jayden, and just want to touch briefly on you and your relationship with Ryan Dunstan, one of the best coaches in the country, and you and him have a pretty special bond.
Yeah, he's an amazing guy. Can't say anything but good things about him. If anyone's ever interested in learning martial arts, Ignite Martial Arts is the place to be.
Well, ladies and gentlemen, 2-0 now as an amateur. Give it up for Jayden Walsh.